Number 86. I know I'm pumping these out late at night, but whatever. Number 86 is an anime that I've already reviewed. I'll leave the review subscription down below, like I did with like the last anime that I didn't go into details. But this one's gonna be a lot longer because of the fact that it's a new genre of anime that we haven't done yet on this list. But it's not gonna be like 3 minutes. Here's the thing: Are You Lost is an anime that I recently reviewed. Okay. With that being said, though, it does have the only reason why it's on the list. I'll get to that later. The only reason why it's not higher on the list is because of the fact that it's too fucking short. There's only 12 episodes, but the anime is a lot. Each episode usually an anime episode is like 23 minutes, but this anime is 11 minutes long. Also, it's not in English, so that's another reason why I like knocked it down a bit. That being said, though, this anime, even though it's not on the list particularly high on the list, that's the main reason why it's not higher. Now then, why does it beat every other anime that's on the list right now? Most of the animes on the list are parodies, ridiculousness, Powerpuff Girls Z and stuff like that. Suzuka, even though it teaches me a sport like the other sport anime that we've done. The last anime was about being lazy and playing video games. This is the exact opposite. This is the first anime that's on the list that's actually educational for kids. But the problem is though is the fact that all the female characters have big boobs because it's fucking Japan. What do you expect? With that being said, though, it doesn't show any boobs or tits, even though they have big boobs. It doesn't really bother. You won't be bothered by it, but it does. Are You Lost teaches. It's the first educational anime on the list, and because of the fact that it teaches you how to survive if you are on a stranded island. That being said, though, it's really fucking good. You learn a lot of stuff. Like, for example, never always go with the group, this, that, and the other thing. You learn a lot of how to survive in a scenario, like extreme scenario. Like, for example, um, it gets to the point where they have to start drinking stuff from their bodies, and that's just fucking ridiculous. That's in the last episode though, but it gets this anime is if most of the people don't have to deal with this, but if it's like for example, if you're stranded and it's like you are in the extreme danger of dying, this anime is for you because it will teach you what to do and how to do it. If you have three other people. If you don't have any three other people, you're pretty much fucking screwed unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Like one of the main characters. One of the main characters knows what the fuck she's doing because her dad taught her how to survive in the wilderness. The other three people don't know what the fuck they're doing. And if it wasn't for the main chick who knows what she's doing, they would have already died. It teaches you how to get shelter, food, eat bugs just to survive. I mean, you have to even though it's disgusting eating bugs, you have to survive at some point. It even teaches you how to eat something like this, that, and the other thing, and it's really, really interesting. It taught me how to survive if I get stranded on an island. If it was me and three other people. That being said, though, I don't have to worry about it because I don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't do shit. But it teaches you it's like an educational anime sort of, even though it's an educational with big girls with big boobs, pretty much. I keep getting by the way, just to let everyone know, big boobs is pretty much what Japan is. Most Japan animes have girls with big boobs unless it's a kids anime, but this anime isn't for kids if the girls have big boobs, unless they don't show it off. I mean, they do. Like for example, the first scene of the anime is them stranded in the water, and they're getting attacked by sharks. So what does the girl with the survival skills do? She throws her battery cell phone at them so they can electrify them. That's actually pretty smart. Although you won't have a cell phone, but it doesn't really matter because you get no service in the fucking thingamabobber. Here's the thing: the anime as a whole is really fucking good. it makes you learn how to survive in the wilderness. That's why it's at number 86. Because of that reason, you learn how to, like, be a person. You know what the hell you're doing. The problem is the fact that it's way too fucking short. That's why it doesn't get higher on the list. I think it's right where it is. If it wasn't educational anime and just based off of comedy, I would probably have to knock it off to number 80, 95 or something. But I think 86 is the best plus place for it, because you learn how to survive on an island that's inhabited, and you gotta try to survive it. They learn how to kill a bunny by doing this, that, and the other thing. Fishes, they eat seafood, they eat bacon, you try to survive. It's pretty much solid. It's a really good anime. Also, shelter, rain, stuff like that. The first thing that you need to do when surviving, that's what they do. You can't drink the seawater, because it's because when you're in an island in its ocean, the ocean's, even though it's water, it's salt water, so you can't really drink it. That's the first thing that they teach you, and then they teach you how to survive on the island, on how you get to the island and try to survive on that island until rescue hits. With that being said, though, her father finally at the end of the anime, though, her father's trying to get to them, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But they just leave it on the cliffhanger, and that's what really pisses me off. That being said, though, the anime is good. It deserves to be on the list at number 86. I think it beats out the last anime, which is a complete opposite, because it's teaching you stuff on how to, like, move in about. You don't want to just be lazy at one spot when you're stuck on an island, because that will definitely meet your demise if you do that. So yeah, that's the other reason why I consider this anime really fucking good. That being said, though, this anime is really good. Like I said before, it's our first educational anime on the list, and it teaches you how to survive in the wilderness, or on an island, pretty much. I definitely highly recommend you watching it, but the problem is that the only reason why it's not higher on the list, like 5 spots ahead of this, why it's not at number 81 or 80, is because of the lack of how long the episodes are. Most of the anime episodes are like 23 minutes. This anime, each episode is 11 minutes. So you will learn, and it's not, and the other fact that it's not an English dub, so I have to watch it sub if I want to watch it. Second English sub that we've had on this list so far. It's not going to be the last. So, which, let me explain. Sub is where, anime sub is where it's English dub, but it's text. Because when you're watching anime, it's either in Japanese or English. English dub means that the voice actors are English. That means you can understand. I can understand them because they're speaking in English, which is kind of good and bad, because some of the stuff that they say in English dub makes no goddamn sense. Like, for example, can you read English? It's like, yeah. So yeah, that's what the main is. Sub, on the other hand, is more Japanese people voice acting through it, and I can't understand Japanese yet, so that's why it gets so low on the list, high on the list, because of that reason. That being said, though, we are going into number 85. So I'll leave a link in the description below of my review of it, because it goes into greater detail on why it's really fucking good when it comes to survival skills and stuff like that. But I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care, and we're moving on to number 85 tomorrow. So yeah, stay positive, everyone.